Hey guys, Belinda from Motivate Training and Management. Hope everybody has had a great start to 2021. Welcome to this week, the first one of 2021's weekly Q&A. Of course, guys, at any time, if you've got any questions, please pop them into the Facebook group that you're currently viewing this on. There's loads of other experts within the field. We've got lawyers, we've got there's accountants, there's other sponsorship consultants there as well. So if you do have any questions at any time, not even just regarding sponsorship, but around social media, branding, PR, we have lots of other experts within the group as well that can and are willing to help you as well. So please make sure if you have any questions, use this group to pick our brains and of course come on to these lives and get your questions answered. Tonight we're going to be talking about a customer service plan or partnership communication plan, whichever way you'd like to see it, say it. As you can hear, I've got a head cold. So not coronavirus, I do have a head cold, hence why I'm not in Tassie this weekend, which I'm very sad, but I just couldn't risk it. With school going back next week and all the drivers and things, so I'm here with you guys, which is fantastic. This Thursday, guys, Motorsport Coaching Podcast is coming back. It's going to be a little bit different this year. As the name says, it's Motorsport Coaching, and then I realised during January that I'm a coach, and so I should be doing some more of the episodes. So sorry if you don't like my voice. Hopefully it'll be better by next week anyway, but they will be starting back and they're going to be a little bit different, a little bit more coaching and some of these going live as well as driver interviews. So if you haven't already, please head over to Apple iTunes or Spotify and subscribe, and like the Motorsport Coaching Podcast and go into the monthly draw to listen to get a career development program. So as I said, we're going to talk about customer service tonight, and I had lots of people and they've just dropped off, so I'm not sure what's happened there. But anyway, but today at TCR, did you see talk about sponsorship? And I'm going to be really interested to see what happens with this one. And Chaz Mostert today, if you're reviewing it, had Bostik Glue as one of his sponsors. And obviously with school going back this week, I wonder if it was strategic marketing or whether it is a long-term sponsor. So it'll be interesting to see if he's racing at the second round, and then also whether he'll still have that Bostik Glue sponsor. So wait and see for that. All right. So regarding a customer service plan, as I said, or a partnership communication plan, basically, this one will be a really quick one tonight because everyone should have one of these, especially if you do have a sponsor. And basically what I foresee it to be is that it's a communication plan that both parties put together. So like once you've done your sponsorship agreement and they've actually come on board, the next thing that you want to sit down with them is actually go through, so every quarter or every month, depending on how often you're racing. If you're in Speedway and you have like your short season that you're racing every weekend, it might be like once a month. If you only have 5 race meetings over the year, it might be just twice a year that you sit down. But number one thing is obviously to make sure that we're communicating effectively with our sponsors, and ideally we want to be meeting with them face to face if possible. And of course COVID's putting a bit of a barrier to that at the moment. But of course, if we can, we want to be going to meet with them, seeing their seeing their clients, having clear understanding of what they want to get out of this partnership. Obviously, sometimes when a partnership starts, it might be starting off to be that they're wanting lead generation. And then after a few months, they'll be like, you know what, we really would like some sales from this partnership. And so it's important that you have those regular ongoing meetings with them so that you keep aligned. So when it does come up after 12 months, that you do have actually some proof, and to say, hey guys, if you're looking for return on investment, this is what happened. This is what has happened over the course of the last 12 months. Okay. So the most important thing there is work out how you're going to communicate with them. So is this going to be by video? Maybe that's the only way you can communicate with your sponsor at the moment. They might be international, they could be interstate, but make sure you're setting up regular meetings with them. And or it could be via email, or of course by written if you want to go old school. And again, it depends on what the sponsor is after. So make sure that you've clearly established that in your sponsorship agreement as to how they wish to be communicated with, how often do they want to be communicated with, what do they want to know, to make sure that they're feeling like they're getting the return on their investment. And that's really one of the biggest things, apart from who do I contact from sponsors. Just threw down dinner, but who to contact for sponsorship. And then the second thing is, how do I show return on investment? So really this plan is round about how do you show that return on investment. The next thing you want to report on is exactly what you decide, again, that they're wanting to report on. So are you reporting on your race results, your social media data, new sponsors that have come on board? Again, it's depending on what they're wanting to get out of this partnership. Are they just wanting for, again, lead generation? So they're going to be after, like, what kind of new sponsor have you got? How many new people have you got following you on social media? Or are they just generally interested in your racing? So again, this needs to be ideally ticked off on your sponsorship agreement prior to you going to this next step. So this is the second meeting. If you've done the sponsorship agreement, that's all signed, sealed, and delivered. You've handshaked, and then the next meeting you have, it's all about putting this plan together and about how you're going to service them over the next, again, whether it's month or 3 months, whether it's every 6 months. Ideally, you want to try and have 2 touch points without a 12-month period, because then when it does come to that renewal process at the end of the 12 months, that you can show clause of exactly what you have done for them. And it's not just one big project at the end of the year that you're having to do for about 6 to 8 clients. Everyone's going to kind of be on different schedules, again, depending on what they want to get out, how much they're investing within you. Obviously, the more that people invest in you, the more that you're going to provide them with reporting and analytics. We've spoken previously about the sponsorship agreement. So in your sponsorship agreement, you should have it clearly outlined how many sponsorship posts, social media posts you're going to do, and whether that's via video or image, that is completely up to you. Sorry, guys, people just saying they can't hear me. There you go. Is that a little bit better? Cool. So, yeah, with the social media posts, that's we've spoken before about knowing your worth, knowing how much you want to charge out for each post, whether it's written or whether it's product placement, whether it's video. You need to factor and you need to think about all of these things that goes into that sponsorship agreement. And then this is the stuff that you're reporting on into your social media, into your communication plan, customer service plan. So you want to have it, what this image was that you decided upon. So, for example, the plan would be, okay, well, over the last month, we agreed that we'd do 6 posts per month. These are the 6 posts that we did, and include them within the report, and then show them all the data. So the likes, the engagement, the comments, and that kind of stuff. And then obviously you can go into the back end of Facebook and Instagram as well through your Facebook Messenger if the pages are linked, to get that data around what type of demographic it was, what time did they click onto the link, where do they live, and that's what the kind of information that the sponsors are after. Yeah, all of this stuff we go through in the career development program and also with our coaching programs. So we have, if you're after a course that you can just simply do it yourself, you download today and you get started and you work through everything that's sponsorship, social media, branding, public relations, and a little bit of media training. You work through that at your own pace. That's called our career development program. That's available over at motivatetraining.com.au. Otherwise, I don't have a banner. Otherwise, we do have a coaching program, obviously, because it's motorsport coaching, and we work with you one-on-one over 12, 26, or 52 weeks. And again, all of that kind of stuff that I just went through, as well as fitness, nutrition, and mindset. So if you're interested, just get in contact with us. You can put coaching into the comments, or you can DM us, or you can send me an email, win@motivatetraining.com.au, for more information. So what else goes into those communication plans, team, is if you do have a newsletter, you might want to include data around about how many new fans you've come on board. You might want to showcase how you've promoted them during that period of time. So again, depending on how often you've agreed to report on. So you might say, okay, well, over the last 3 months, I've done 3 newsletters, and this is how I've showcased your product, your brand, and these are how many people who have received it. These people have clicked onto the link that I can see. And again, in our courses, we go through about how you can set up your affiliate links, and you can do a bit.ly link if you haven't looked into it. So it's bit.ly, and that can give you some more data around who's clicking on going to your sites or different sorts of pages. Also, you want to be proactive in these plans as well. So if you are meeting with them quarterly, you might say, okay, well, these are the 6 that we've done so far as per our agreement. And in the next quarter, these are the plans, these are the posts that we're planning to do. And we'd love for you to have some would love to get your feedback around it, or would love to see your thoughts, or if you've got a store opening, or are you needing me to be for product placement, or do you have a conference? And so again, that gives you that ability to be proactive in that plan. Go there and say, okay, this is what I'm thinking we're going to do for the next couple of months. Obviously, I'd love to hear what you've got coming up, and let's see how we can work into that plan together. So when it does come to social media content, it's actually really easy to plan because you've actually spoken to your sponsors, and especially if you've got 4 or 5 sponsors, it should help you backdate, if that makes sense. So if you're being 3 months in advance, if you put those 3 or 5 sponsors together, and then you go back to the previous quarter that you're working through, then you'll have the content. So it would be like the lead up to the launch, the way you're going to have your car. It would be like a countdown until when this new product is going to happen for that sponsor. It can be you doing videos of product placements. And so it does make your social media content a lot easier. And again, that's one of the biggest questions that comes to us around, hey, we don't really know what to post when we post for our sponsors. And then every sponsor that you have, again, as I said, should have a plan. So if you work individually with them, and again, if you've got 4 or 5 sponsors, it saves your time at the end of the year having to pull all this information together. So if you're regularly reviewing it, and again, if someone's giving you $10,000, you're going to be reviewing a lot more than if someone's giving you $500. So don't think it's something that you've got to do regularly for everybody. You just need to work out your worth. Again, how much time does it take you to do these communication plans, these partnership plans, and then how often do you actually want to run it out, and how valuable is that sponsor to you? Right now, every sponsor is very valuable, obviously because of COVID and the uncertainty within the environment in 2021 as well. So we really want to go over and above servicing our sponsors. And that's pretty much what I have for you guys tonight. I don't know if there's any questions. If you want some more information or a quick reference, just put in partnership plans into the comments at any time. Even if you're replaying this, you can put #replay, so I know that you guys are listening to it afterwards. And I'll get you like a checklist or pretty much just a checklist, and I'll send that out to you guys. Ideally, if I'm sending out your content, guys, please note that if I don't have you already on my email list, I will just send it through your Facebook Messenger. So I'll quite often will just go through and say, check your Messenger, and it could be in your other folder. So please make sure I do follow up on everything that you request. You might just need to look into your others folders. And of course, if I do forget, please just let me know. All right. Well, hopefully everyone has a great relaxing day tomorrow. I hope everyone's watching TCR and ARG at Simmons Plain. If not, enjoy your barbecues or whatever you're doing, and I'll see you guys next Monday. Have a good night.